Hello and welcome to My Producer Stories. Episode 2. You can do it too. 2. Last time on the show, we left off discussing the door of possibilities through the lens of formative musical experience. In other words, I heard something pretty cool and I took a step forward.
You can do it too.
It may help if you listen to the first episode, but we're all set to go here. So, what really was in that music room? Four people. There were 4 people in the music room. 1 teacher, 2 students, and the source of all the magic I perceived in the world at that moment in time, the guitarist. The music teacher was there, though she was absorbed in grading some work and paid little attention to the magic I was hearing. A reality that became all too familiar in my teaching years down the road. There were 2 regular students there talking amongst themselves, and frankly, they couldn't have cared less if you hired them to. But most surprising of all was the guitarist. I couldn't quite believe it. This river of dreams that flowed through my soul. The joy of life I came to call music. Its source appeared to be in the depths of the deepest boredom. It was only afterwards that I learned he was in the midst of something called practice. Practice is something we'll get into as the show goes along, but for my fellow musicians, it was finger-picking patterns. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Over and over and over and over again. You see, to him it was a routine to be followed. One more step in the endless series of growth and challenge that is artistry. But to me it was the world itself. And to see the world in the hands of the disinterested, well, that gave me doubt. And so, just like last time, the doubts from beyond the veil crept into my conscious mind, building, multiplying, growing. The reasons kept stacking and stacking, the whispers beyond holding me back until the door of possibilities shrunk once again. Because I met a different form of doubt this time. Outside the door, when making the choice to walk in, it was a personal doubt, related to my own perception and an impression of events I had no knowledge of until I walked in. This was a little bit different. This was a doubt based on the difference between expectation and reality. I had naturally assumed that such a magical sound had to be produced by a similarly magical source. So to say, I expected the guitarist to be as engrossed in the music as I was, if not more so. But the absence of their presence had me shook. My expectations had been destroyed by the realities of music performance in the real world. They say you should never meet your heroes, and one of the major reasons why is that comparison is a thief of joy. And doubt lives on the same street, Because what you're hearing and hopefully seeing is the end of the beginning. You do not see the hundreds, thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of hours that someone has put in. The endless series of performance, practice, experience, and adaptation all add up to the appearance of effortlessness. Success requires failure, and to fail, you must try. And so, despite the weight of my shattered expectations, that magic, that curiosity, it simply could not let go. The battle between light and dark raged in my soul, and through it all, I mustered the courage to ask a vital question. A question that would change my life forever. The same question that led me to this moment here with you. So when you find yourself in the pits of doubt, I'd like you to ask yourself the same question. Mr. Producer, can I do it too?
I can do it, baby. You can do it too. I can do this, baby. You can do it too.
Doubt is a state of indecision and a lack of conviction that can hold you back from taking action. The next time you are faced with doubt, well, courage is your shield and curiosity is your sword. Fight back and become who you're meant to be. Perhaps you've never touched production software before. You've never picked up an instrument. You've not sat in the producer's chair, and you've never walked on stage once in your life. I do know that you understand this feeling of doubt. So listen and remember when I tell you that maybe, just maybe, underneath it all, you're a better producer than I am. I mean, I'd love to see you try.
Me, I can't. Me, I can't. By the way, me, I can't. By the way, me, I can't.
Never.
By the way, me, I can't.
Naipe kujaribu bora huna mo.
Uko sawa, unaweza. Relax.
Naipe kujaribu bora huna mo.
Me, I can't.
Never that serious, please.
Me, I can't.
Never.
By the way,
Step into your greatness.
This podcast is produced by Soundworks Africa.
Don't you have stories to tell? Stories of heaven and stories how you kept your cool when walking through hell. How you got up whenever you fell.
Can do it too.
Share this episode with one other person, and if you would like to feature, email us at hello@soundworksafrica.com with your stories, samples, and questions. Until next time.